If you're a billionaire, why are you a billionaire?
The American middle class, the British middle class is dying. Their wealth is being sucked away and is being owned by an international super rich elite who pay no tax, while the people watching this show pay 40%, 50%, while billionaires pay nothing.
1 in 6 people qualifying for food stamps, 40 plus million Americans, is a testament to how shitty this economy actually is.
Can you point to a country in the last century where socialism has worked?
I will point to a country where taxing the rich at a fair rate led to good living standards for working people, United States, 1955.
So Democrats are trying to be like laser focused on this single specific demand that the government still provides healthcare subsidies, because if that stopped, a lot of people's healthcare premiums would more than double. And
free Luigi! I love how they acted surprised. Why did that happen?
Oh, we're back to Luigi. Okay, yeah.
I never left Luigi.
And for sure, the Republican Party doesn't want to do that. But also, to be totally honest, it seems a little bit like some parts of the Republican Party like that the government is shut down.
Administration's policy agenda moving forward, and that includes reducing the size and scope of the federal government, and we will be looking for opportunities to do that.
I would much rather prefer that people who may not deserve it get these benefits so that our neediest children actually don't have starving stomachs. That's just me personally. $8 billion per month. Well, guess what? We just bailed out and sent $40 billion to Argentina so they could turn around and sell their soybeans and cattle to China instead of us gutting the American agriculture and ranchers. So we just gave 5 months worth of SNAP benefits to Argentina.
Of mine that helps run an organization that helps people get food, and I asked her if this shutdown felt different to her, and she said something that like snapped me out of my analytical politics brain for a second. She immediately answered, yeah, this one feels mean. It feels intentionally cruel.
And it's not just Democrats. You also have one of the most conservative Republican senators, Josh Hawley, who says, at least please move money around to feed people. Why not consider that?
Because if you deviate from the goal of reopening the entire government, Chuck Schumer and the radicals over there will continue to play games with people's paychecks, their livelihoods. And if you do just part of this, it will reduce the pressure for them to...
The U.S. Department of Agriculture, which runs SNAP, actually has billions of dollars in contingency funds that they could use to keep SNAP going for at least another month. They've done that in previous shutdowns, but they're not doing it in this one. And I think the only person who could have made that decision is the person who has consolidated so much of this country's power around him.
We can do things during the shutdown that are irreversible, that are bad for them and irreversible by them, like cutting vast numbers of people out, cutting things that they like, cutting programs that they like. And you all know Russell Vought. He's become very popular recently because he can trim the budget to a level that you couldn't do any other way. So they're taking a risk by having a shutdown because of the shutdown, we can do things medically and other ways.
He's literally just admitted we're going to cut stuff medically. We're going to cut healthcare,
including benefits.
In that vacuum, we ask food banks and volunteers and nonprofits and churches to step in, which they do heroically. But from what I have heard from people who I've talked to in this space, they simply will not be able to fill that gap. And of course, the communities with the least are going to be the ones with the least capacity to bridge that gap. Cutting off SNAP hurts the whole country. It hurts retailers, farmers, grocery stores. It pulls money out of local economies. This is very bad. SNAP costs about $100 million a year, but it would cost way more than that to replace it because it's a very efficient program.
And when they went to the Queen to tell her her subject had no bread, do you know what she said?
Let them eat cake. That's such nonsense. I would never say that.
Can't you do something?
I'm not going to acknowledge it.
But I will say this. In Matthew 18, Jesus Christ sets a child on his lap, and he says this to a whole crowd of people. If anyone causes one of these little ones who believe in me to stumble, it would be better for them to have a large millstone hung around their neck and to be drowned in the depths of the sea. So it is not my place as someone who is not God to say whether or not you are a Christian. But what I can say, you have to be pretty fucking bad for Jesus Christ